Okay. Hello.
Right, you're good.
Good stuff.
Alright, so, first question.
Okay.
Hello, Kayziah.
Hello.
Alright, so tell us, who is Kayziah? Family life, school, etc.
Infamous question. Everyone wants to know. Okay. So I'd say I'm, a follower of Christ, a young woman sometimes, a young adult. I'm a college student, daughter, friend, leader, and all that good stuff. But mostly I'm just me, little old Kayziah, no one's special, but I am special, in God's eyes. But really I'm just a regular old youth, honestly.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Marriage, kids, preacher? What?
Preacher, ooh. No, in 10 years, obviously I don't really know, I used to plan my life out a lot until I realized that when you plan, God laughs. So really, I would say, hopefully I would have already figured out my career, know what I want. If God pleases and he wants to send me a good old husband, I'm good with that too, We don't know about kids yet. Possibly, hopefully, hopefully I'm ready to be a nurturer and be able to have kids. But yeah, I see that. I see myself serving. I want to actively serve. My job or whatever I do, that it's serving people and also serving the Lord. That's really important to me. And I just want it to be fulfilling, and really, I want to just be deeper in my faith, growing with the Lord daily on, continuing on this journey and helping others.
All right, so you've been through a lot as a young person.
Definitely.
Right, before you answer, take a breath.
Hosa.
Now I'm asking you,
Okay.
how are you?
How
are you?
How am I?
How are you?
How am I? That's a big one. This year was definitely one of the toughest times for me. I was going through a lot, I'd say, mentally, emotionally, everything really. It was a hard time, a really hard season, definitely. And honestly, I learned a lot from it. I experienced a lot of pain, hurt, but also growth and new knowledge and different things like that. And I think it was something that the Lord was just really teaching me and helping me. And he was using this time, and still is, because I'm not fully out of it, but still is using this time in my life and in this season of my life to really help me with the bigger picture of it all, with who he wants me to become. And I just had to realize and accept that and know that this is all part of his plan. And it just reminds me, that's why I love the character of Joseph so much, because I relate to that, And Joseph wasn't perfect or anything like that. He was prideful, all up, wanted to show all of his other people around him, I'm bigger, better. But throughout his journey, he learned humility and obedience to God and to trust God's will, and that, his plans, all of it that he went through, that it was for a purpose and a reason. And I see myself relating to that, because there's a lot of things that God is still working on me. There's a lot of selfishness, a lot of pride, a lot of things that he wants to mold and shape me and refine me. And the only way you're going to refine it is you go through the fire. So, I have to learn to embrace the fire and know that trust in God's plan, Jeremiah 29:11. It's my favorite verse. So I'm trusting God through this journey.
Recently, I've been hearing you singing a lot. You sing that well.
Oh, Lord. I love singing. Yeah, I love singing.
What is your favorite song?
See, that changes all the time. See, on my playlist, something new comes out and I'm always changing it. But I've been listening to select songs that help me really in my time. But I'd say right now, one of the songs that I like is "His Strength Is Perfect" by CC Winans, something like that. And I also love "Trust His Heart" by Bobby something. But I like those songs right now, and other different songs, but I feel those are my top two, because they really just show me, because I really realize that I need God's strength because I can't do this. Like, I can't do this at all. And also to trust God, because it's hard sometimes. We see so many things happening in this world. We're like, what is happening, you know? But then I have to realize that, you know, that's the thing. The enemy is always going to use different situations and circumstances to try to make us feel like, you know, God is not present or God is not near. And the biggest thing we have to realize, like, even when we don't understand fully or we can't see the way, the biggest thing I have to realize is trust God. Like, I don't know all the scriptures. I don't know everything, you know, but I always have to sit down and be like, okay, I know God is love. I know God loves me. He died for me. And that helps me on this path, on this journey, like, of my faith, honestly, is knowing that I can trust God because He's love.
So, Kayziah, tell me, do you only listen to gospel songs?
Actually, that's a big thing. I always talk to my niece about that because she's always like, Auntie, why do you only listen to gospel songs? But no, honestly, since like I was a youth, I didn't always listen to gospel songs. I had periods like where I was listening to like rap music and all that stuff. Short period, because I always hate rap. I hate rap. I hate like country. No. There's a lot of like categories I'm like no. But there were times in my life where I used to like listen to other periods of songs, and there's still like songs here and there that I listen to, like I don't really listen to, but like songs that I know of, like, you know, some like reggae songs, you know, some different type of songs. There's definitely like cultural songs as well, like folk songs here and there, but I don't really listen to them personally. I'd say on my playlist, yes, it is like, you know, mostly gospel song. Not to be like give like a good answer, but that is true. Honestly, I love gospel music, and I love singing. So singing for the Lord, it's a package deal.
How has COVID changed your life?
COVID, okay. I always found that despite COVID, I've been receiving many blessings from the Lord. And honestly, it's been like so much good, even in bad. Because like, you know, that's what really, God always like, you know, finds ways and, you know, makes good out of bad situations. And I feel like COVID has helped me grow, realize, help me like understand myself a little bit more. Take time to just be like, okay, Kayziah, get to know yourself, get to love yourself, you know, because I feel like sometimes it's so like everywhere, and sometimes we're just go, and we just have to pause, you know, like poser, like just chill and just relax. And I feel like that really showed us and showed me too a lot that's really important. And I realized that really it's important, like the time that you value and also what you choose as well, because I realized, like, especially with like school and things like that, it's something that I've learned like throughout my years, is that like it's important, like, not really to just slack off and always like have free time, but it's important to like have that free time, because I always think to myself, like, if, you know, God forbid, like something were to happen to me, like where, you know, I have an accident or I lose my life, you know, like what would the last thing I want to be like, oh, doing this assignment, or, you know, spending time with my family or friends. And I always put it into that perspective. Like you have to learn to put things in its perspective and in their rightful places. And I feel like COVID has taught me that, like, I need to put like school in its rightful place. Like, it shouldn't be the top, it shouldn't be everything, even though I am a student, you know, like I try to put it in its rightful space and still have time for myself, for my friends, and definitely for the Lord. So that's what I've learned, I'd say.
What is your daily motivation?
Daily motivation. The daily motivation is not giving up. Because even in like my most darkest times, couple months back, like honestly, I feel like I was becoming hopeless, but I kept the thought, like, this is not the end. Like, no matter where I am, this is not how it's gonna end. Like, there's better, there's hope in Jesus. Like, keep pushing, keep going, because there are better days, you know. And that reminds me of the song, you know, Better Days. And it's true, because better days are coming, and you have to get through those rough days. You have to get through those tough days, but knowing that better days are coming, like that's the hope. Like, knowing that Jesus is there, He will carry me through. Like, even though sometimes we may not feel that in the moment, just knowing that and trusting His word and His promise, that helps me, like knowing that, he has not given up on me. So if God didn't give up on me, why should I give up on myself? So keep pushing.
What is it like to go to college as a Christian?
So I feel like my college experience has been very much changed by COVID, because I feel like I have not had the real college experience, because I mostly had been on Zoom for most of my college, actually. Since I began in summer last year, I've been on Zoom. I barely went to campus. I honestly could count the amount of times I've been to my campus. I used to always be in my house. People would just tell me I need to get out of my house, my apartment. But I really think it's changed, like the atmosphere and everything. But I feel like now that like it's going back, I'm gonna actually see more of the real college experience, because I'm gonna be going on campus more. Like I have a class in like person and everything, and like being able to see that interaction. Even though like I did go a couple of times, I feel like I'm more so going to have that college experience. But so far, it hasn't been like that much of like a change, I'd say, for me. But I feel like now it'll probably be more of a change, but it's definitely like an adjustment, because like you're living on your own, you're doing things on your own, you're responsible for yourself, and plus like you're responsible also for like your spiritual life. So like that's why it's so important like to know God for yourself, like as a youth, like as a person in general, because like your parents like cannot carry on your spiritual journey, like your friends, nobody can carry on your spiritual journey. You have to have that personal relationship with God for yourself. And that's like a really big thing, like why a lot of youths, like after school and after they go away, they kind of like drift away, because they don't really have that personal relationship. So I think like that's a really important thing to have, and to make sure you're grounded once you go in college, because it's not easy. Like it's not easy, especially in the schools and so many things. Like it was really challenging for me, actually, because one of my classes, biology, like 6 to 12 of the lesson was about evolution. And then also, even in the class I took religion. That's a trap. Don't take religion in college. Because really, it's not really teaching you anything really. Like it's more like a history class about all the other religions. So that's just a perfect way for Satan to put these questions. But it's important to question, because question leads to answers. So it's okay to question like your faith, because that's how that's how you search deeper, so you can make that decision for yourself to know like, okay, this is actually true. Just don't go by hearsay. Like even though we grow up in it, like you have to make that decision, like, okay, I search the scriptures, I see that for myself, I have my own convictions from God. Like that's really important. But I definitely feel like it's very challenging as a Christian to be in college, because like the atmosphere, everything, even in schools, everything is anti-Christ. But you have to really stand your ground and like stick to the truths and what That's why it's really important like to build up that foundation as best as you can.
You are currently a youth ministry director. What do you think it takes to be a good leader?
Yes. To be a great leader, it takes, for me, I think 2 things. One, it takes humility. In order for you to be a great leader, you have to be able to humble yourself and be led. As leaders, we have to be able to be led, because we're not going to be the leaders in every single position. Like someone else is always going to be over us or leading us. And most importantly, Jesus Christ. We're a follower of Christ, so we're going to have to be led by Christ. And if you can't be humble enough to be led by other people, you always want to be in control, take over, do your thing, it's about you, then that's not going to work out. So you have to like humble yourself and realize like there is a bigger goal that is bigger than you. There's a bigger purpose that is bigger than you. Even if there's something that you may not agree on, but your other team agrees on, and there's something that like if you deny yourself and realize like this is going to further the mission, this is going to further our goal in the end, like that's what's really important, and that's what you have to have. You have to have the bigger purpose mindset when you're a leader. Not like, okay, hey, this is what I want to do, you guys are just going to listen to me. It's a team effort. Like you're the people who you're leading have to be able to feel that connection and that you're genuine and that they can actually trust you, not that you're just trying to boss them around or you need to do this, you need to do that. You need to be able to humble yourself. And the other thing is versatility. You have to be versatile as a leader. You have to know, like, hey, even though this is not necessarily in your description, you're going to be doing this, you're going to be doing that. You have to be on your toes. You're going to have to be thinking fast. You have to make decisions. So when you're a leader, you're going to be doing so many different things than just exactly what's your role. And you have to be able to know that is on you. Like, oh, this is not, oh, the team member. It doesn't really matter. It all falls back on you at the end of the day because you're the one who's leading. So even though you assign something to someone or give someone a duty or a role, at the end of the day, like, you realize that, okay, you're the one leading, so I'm responsible fully for what they're doing as well. Like, it's not just I'm going to give them this and like let them run with it. Like, I'm going to give them this and also manage and also like look over it, not like micromanage. Don't do that. But I'm going to be that support and realize, like, okay, all the results depend on all of us at the end of the day. So we're all the team players. Teamwork is very important. And if you cannot be a team player, then, you know, that's not going to make a good recipe to be a great leader.
What is the biggest challenge for you in being a young leader?
The biggest challenge is the simple fact that it's really like how far you kind of have that mindset to push yourself, because other people can like tell you limitations, but if you know that, okay, you're capable and the Lord is the one leading you and giving you like this position, then you cannot stop yourself. Like, you cannot put those limitations on yourself, even if other people put those limitations on you. So I think the biggest thing is realizing, like, okay, yes, you're going to face challenges where like your age, may be in that or not as much wisdom or experience. And you have to realize, like, yeah, there's going to be people who are there who know more than you, who have experienced this. Like, you're young, you stay in your place. But also at the same time, that's the challenge, because it's like, stay in your place, you're young, but also lead. Be assertive, know how to go about it, and know how to lead even people who are wiser and older than you, but also be respectful and also be open to their ideas, to their knowledge, to their experience, because you don't know it all at all. You have to learn from others. So it's like, that's what I mean, like with humility, because you have to be humble and you also have to have that teamwork mindset. So I feel like that's like the biggest challenge, realizing that, and always like humbling myself and realizing I'm not nothing. I need to grow and become better every single day.
What is the best part in being a young leader?
I feel like the best part is those things, pushing those limitations and overcoming those barriers, because we can do so many things as young people. Like, we are versatile, we can adapt and we can grow. And I feel like I've been so blessed to be in this position. And even when I didn't think I could do it, the Lord, some way, He saw something in me and He chose me. And, accepting that is the first step. Accepting, okay, Lord, I'm going to do this with you. Even though I don't know how, I'm going to trust you. I'm going to follow you. I'm going to depend on you, and I'm just going to walk this journey with you. And I feel like the lessons you learn as a young person is so vital and important, and being a leader really helps you, really shapes your character when you're young, and it gives you some great experiences, some great lessons to carry on and to build yourself as you go older in life.
What is one thing you want to tell a person or people who may not know you?
First of all, I want to say I'm just little old Daniel Kayziah. There's so many different things about me, but honestly, firstly, I just want everyone to get out that mindset that I'm here because I'm not. I'm just a regular young person who goes through a different child, the different temptations, the different struggles, like every other young person. I'm not perfect, like in any way, shape, or form. You all may have a better idea of me than I actually am. But I'm a work in progress every single day, and I don't actually like to be fake. So I like this because I that's my biggest thing. We feel like we need to walk around, acting like we are holier than thou when we're not. And I'm not afraid a person to say that I'm not. Like, you just have to get to know me to know that really about me. But that's the truth about it. And there's many different things I'm still learning about Kayziah, which is the biggest thing. I have not figured out myself fully. I'm still growing. I'm still learning and learning to learn myself, appreciate myself, love myself. So that's a big thing. Also, like, I'm really silly. There's so many sides to me. I'm silly, I'm goofy, I can be serious. Like, I can be a reasonable, proper person, but I'm also like just lighthearted, fun, crazy, like loud sometimes. Aggressive, all those different things. There's so many parts to me, honestly. Like, if you were living with me, they're tired of hearing me, I'm always singing, I'm always doing something crazy, like, you're just like, sometimes you're like, what? Like, what is she doing? That's me. Like, I'm silly. Like, sometimes I'm lazy. Not sometimes. My family would disagree. They would say all the time. Sometimes I'm lazy. Like, I could be stubborn. Like, so many things. Like, I could just be funny and goofy, so many things about me.
Do you think Palm Springs is a church designed with young persons in mind?
I love that. I actually believe that, under the leadership of Pastor Palmer, he's definitely for the young people, and definitely have tried as well to, make sure that the young people are front and center and active in different roles and different things. And since he's been here, I definitely feel like the young people have had more opportunities, more roles to play, and more leadership as well, because we're serving in mostly like almost everywhere really, like anywhere we can, we're really serving. And I feel like that's really important because obviously, we are the future, we are the leaders, and it's important to, train us and shape us so we can lead the church one day.
I'm giving you 30 seconds to give one message to every young person out there.
Breathe. It's hard, but with God, you really can get through it. Like, no matter what situation you're facing, knowing that the Lord is on your side, He loves you, He has so much grace. Even when you fall, He's right there to pick you up because He loves you so much. Don't look at your faults. Don't let anyone look at your faults, the things you used to do. Don't let that define you, because God is the one who defines you. He defines your worth, and you're valued so much. You're loved so much by Him. He has a perfect plan for your life, and you just have to trust and surrender to Him, and He will guide you. He will direct you. But please give your life to Christ. Trust the Lord. This world, honestly, it's just all really a trap, but it will not satisfy you. The only person who can satisfy you is Jesus Christ. And sometimes we have to learn those hard situations. Sometimes you had to fall into that sin to realize that Christ is the only one who can satisfy you, that it's not your school, your friends, your families, partying, drinking, living that lifestyle. It's really not any of that. But sometimes we all have to learn our own way and on our own path and journey. But no matter what journey you're on, you can always go back to Christ. No matter how far you've sinned, you can always return back to Him. So return back to Him, because He's calling and waiting for you.
All right, I'm going to ask you some questions or say some words. Tell me the first thing that comes to mind. Favorite color?
Yellow.
Favorite food?
I don't have a favorite food. Whatever Antiguan dish my mom cooks.
Favorite island?
And is that a question? Antigua.
Favorite Bible scripture?
Jeremiah 29:11.
Favorite pastime?
Pastime. Hanging out with friends, singing, sleeping, eating, watching something.
Favorite sister?
Don't do that. I have 5 sisters. I love them all dearly in different ways.